Hello YouTube fans, this is Dr. Matthew Johnson. It is Tuesday, December 13th, 2016, 3:10 p.m. in the afternoon. 12 more shopping days until Christmas, so get out there, get her done. That includes me. I'm always a last minute shopper. Yay! It works though. I get it done. Speaking of Christmas, Jan Easter. Freaking awesome 3D Squatchmas card. Thank you very much. Gonna hang on to this puppy. So I appreciate that, Jan Easter. Thank you. Now to the rest of you. I've been hearing from people, Matt, it's been a long time since you put out a YouTube video, buddy. What's going on? Well, you know, I've shared that I shut down my private practice and I'm now gainfully employed working for somebody else. Well, why are you doing that? Well, I've been in the field for 34 years and I've done private practice long enough to learn that although there are some pretty cool things about being self-employed, there's also a lot of stressful things about being self-employed, like you don't get paid time off, you don't get paid holidays, you don't get sick leave, you don't, get the vacation pay, the bennies. You're paying for it all yourself. So if you take time off, guess what? You're not making any money. And then there's overhead expenses and advertising and all that other kind of stuff. So I decided in my latter years, my end of the life years, I want to work for somebody else because it takes all the stress away. And get to work with people again instead of just me, myself, and I. Not that the three of us can't have an awesome party all by ourselves, Christmas party with red and green and all that kind of stuff. But, it's fun to work with a lot of other people, be part of a bigger team, bigger network. Speaking of bigger team and bigger network, Team Squatching USA 3rd annual Bigfoot University Conference is coming up. You change the name of your conference every year. Yeah, well, we're trying to find a name that grabs people, and we think we found it. So Bigfoot University, that's what we're going with. So this is our 3rd conference coming up 4 months from now. It's going to be Friday, April 21st through Sunday, April 23rd. Well, who's all speaking there at that conference? Well, I'm going to try to remember everybody. Forgive me, guys, if I don't remember y'all. I'm getting old and feeble-minded. Okay, first of all, we're going to have some ugly, bald-headed dude called Johnny Manson. He's going to be speaking there. He happens to run the Sasquatch Summit Conference on the west coast of Washington every November. So my buddy Johnny Manson's going to be there. Then there's some guy named Ed Brown. Ed Brown? Who the heck is Ed Brown? We don't know no Ed Brown around here. Ed Brown's going to be speaking. And then we're going to have some guy named Ron Moorhead, whoever he is, and some short guy with cowboy hat on, Bob. Come on, Bob. Gimlin, Bob. Bob's going to be there. Oh, Joe Hauser is going to be there. Alyssa Runs with Wolves is going to be there. Samantha Rich is going to be there. Samara and Kevin, I'm going to be there. We're going to have Scott Taylor. And we're going to have Greg Ogles and Peter Jempgard. And we're going to have, let's see. We're going to have some Dr. J guy speaking there. Dr. J guy with his buddies, Mike Kincaid and Steve Bachman. Going to be talking about what happened up on the mountain in June of this year. Very significant event. Very significant event. Cynthia's going to be participating, my fiance. We're going to have Timothy Collins. And, God, feel bad if I'm forgetting anybody, which I probably am. But anyway, we're going to have lots of people there. It's going to be really good. So Friday night, registration begins. Then we're going to have speakers and a big social that night. We're going to be up late having fun. There's going to be a bar there. Saturday all day long from early morning to late at night, and then Sunday morning, and then we're going to have the speakers panel. So everybody's going to, whoever presented is going to be there to answer questions. So if you haven't heard rumor yet, we're going to be revealing at this year's conference, as I just kind of hinted at, the significant event that occurred in June of this year up on the mountain in SOIA. And we're talking capital S significant. We're talking at the level of knowing who the forest people are, who the Bigfoot forest people are, where they come from, and why they're here. And that's an awful lot to chew off there, Matt. Yeah, right. You know who they are, where they come from, and why they're here. Well, actually, yeah, I do. And the event that we're going to share makes the portal in SOA in June of 2014, 2 years earlier with Adam Davies and John Carlson, look like kindergarten. So what happened with those two guys ain't nothing compared to what happened in June of 2016 up on the mountain at SOIA. You're just trying to drum up business for your conference. You're just trying to jack up the attendance numbers. Really? Really? No, I'm not. Did you have to be there at the conference in April of 2015 to find out about what happened at SOA in June of 2014 with Adam Davies and John Carlson? Nope. All I had to do was announce it at the conference, and guess what? It went viral in Bigfootdom. You don't have to be there to find out what happened, and you don't have to come to the conference in April of 2017 to find out what happened in June of 2016. You don't have to be there. I'm not trying to jack up attendance numbers. I think you'd want to be there. I think it's pretty significant news, and we're going to have a lot of other presentations with overlapping information, which is all kind of pointing in one direction again of who they are, where they're from, and why they're here. So I think it'd be cool if you were there, but you don't have to be there. You're going to hear about it one way or another, and I guarantee you it's going to go viral, or the proverbial poop is going to hit the fan, the ceiling fan. Boop. Going to go everywhere. And some of you, actually a lot of you, are really going to like what's being shared and appreciate receiving this information, this knowledge. And then, there's going to be the typical skeptics and doubters and haters and trolls and moles who will just respond as they always do and always will. And I couldn't give a crap because they're haters and trolls and moles. So why would I care? So anyway, love to see you there. If you can't make it, you're going to hear about it anyway. And we're going to have some awesome speakers. And for any of you speakers out there, if I forgot to add you to the names, I'm sorry. I'm getting old and feeble-minded. So what's happened up at SOIA lately, Matt? Well, all I can share with you is since June of 2016, so we're looking at the last 6 months, we have had 3 people hospitalized who've been up there. What do you mean hospitalized? I mean there's some real awesome stuff happening up there, and it involves a whole lot of energy, and it involves a whole lot of healing. And I'm one of those 3 that ended up hospitalized, and they tested me up one side and down the other trying to figure out what was going on because my body was just like going crazy. And by the time I checked out of the hospital the next morning, the doctor said, I don't understand, all your levels are awesome, you're healthy. The only thing I can think is that you must have been exposed to a high level of energy or received some big shock. And she's kind of looking at me like, did that happen? And I'm looking at her like, I don't think so. I'm not going to tell her what happened. But I will tell you that we had another person up there who went through 2 nights of intensive healing. And he ended up in the hospital And when it was done, his leg that was shorter than the other one, I think, grew back almost an inch. And the bone spur out of his ankle heel area that was in there in the before x-ray was no longer there in the after x-ray. Medical documentation once again. There's some serious healing going up at SOIA up on the mountain. Some serious healing. As a result, I've had a lot of people contact me about, Matt, can I come up there for healing? Well, you know, PM me, we'll talk about it. I can't guarantee you. And I can't guarantee you that they're going to heal you. They kind of do their own thing. And also, I know from a lot of other people, you don't have to go to SOIA. You don't have to come with me up on the mountain to get healed. They'll do kind of a home visitation and heal you right there in your bedroom. Just start talking to them. Mind speak. Talk out loud. Invite them to come visit you, and invite them into your room, and invite them to, ask them to heal. Others around the country have been doing that, and they're getting results. I know one guy who I'm pretty sure got delivered from cancer. His daughter had a infection in female areas that got healed before she even started taking her antibiotic medication. And then his mother, who had an enlarged heart via sonogram and was going to go in for surgery, got visited and healed, and they did another sonogram of her before they were going to do the surgery, and she was all healed up, and the doctors were perplexed. So there's healing going on, not just up on the mountain at SOIA, but in people's homes. So, you can come to SOIA if I trust you, if you're not going to knife me in the back and throw me under the bus like somebody who went to SOIA did. But you don't have to come to SOIA. You can invite them into your own home and ask them to heal you there. So anyway, some pretty cool stuff has been happening at SOIA. Makes SOA look like kindergarten. SOIA is graduate school. SOA, kindergarten. Night and day difference between the two spots. And the most coolest thing that happened up at SOIA just before we couldn't get back up there was the last morning of a trip up there with a few people. I know it's going to sound crazy, but all of it sounds crazy, right? So what sounds more crazy than the other? But a pterodactyl flew overhead. It was flying from east to west, and then took a right and flew north. And when the wings were, you could hear it. You could feel the downdraft like a helicopter, and the air vibrating around you. It was incredible. And so there's a lot more to that I'll be talking about at the conference too. So just keeps getting crazier, but it's all real. It's all true. I don't lie. I don't hoax. I don't make this crap up. I have multiple witnesses with me that can back this stuff up. Documentation. And last but not least, in closing, Michael Merchant, love you. To everybody else, you need to watch his YouTube videos. Like I used to slice and dice other people out there who talked the woo years ago, first 10 years of my researching. When I flipped over to the woo, Michael Merchant used to do likewise to me. Karma, right? I used to do it to other people. Well, when I flipped to the woo, to the paranormal, to there's more to Bigfoot than Gigantopithecus, he used to make fun of me. And by the way, anybody looking for Gigantopithecus or the descendants of Gigantopithecus in the forest, they're the ones looking for unicorns, because that Bigfoot doesn't exist. But I digress. Anyway, so when I flipped to the woo, to the paranormal, Michael Merchant used to be my nemesis. He used to try to go after me and slice me and dice me, and now we're buddies because he's flipped. He's taken the red pill. Once you take the red pill, there ain't no going back to the blue pill. And I want to point out once again, old schoolers, paparazzi money shot Bigfoot researchers looking for the big money shot with trail cams and video cams, trying to replicate Patterson Gimlin. And by the way, I know how and why that film was shot, I was told, and I'll tell you at the conference. But that, again, I digress. The money shot people, they're looking for unicorns. So Michael Merchant used to go after me, but now he's flipped. He's into the woo. And he's putting out some pretty awesome videos lately. And he is like John the Baptist, a voice in the wilderness, shouting out to all the old school Bigfooters, or the gatekeepers as he calls them, repent, repent, the kingdom of Bigfoot is at hand. And you know, I'm kind of poking fun at Michael because I love him, and you know, if you love somebody, you tease them. So, but Michael's doing a good job out there being the voice in the wilderness and calling on the old schoolers or the gatekeepers to repent. And anyway, I encourage you and invite you to continue to pay attention. And oh, last but not least, and then I need to get going. I'm halfway through with my book, and my goal is to be done by the end of December. And I'll have it available, should have it available for purchase at the conference in April next year. Oh, so that's what all this is about. You writing a book, make some money off of it. Actually, I've been at this for 16 years, and I've wanted to write a book, but never felt the timing was right. But after what happened in June, Zorth, the head clan leader, said, "You may now write your book." And it like all fell together in my mind. No, I know exactly what I'm supposed to write. When I sit down and start writing out the chapters, it just flows out. So anyway, it's probably going to be close to a 300-page book, and lots of good reading, lots of information there, and lots of supplemental testimonials in the back of the book from people who've been up there to SOA and SOIA with me. So it's going to be an interesting book. What's the name of your book? Well, it's called